Welcome to this short flow to glow practice. Begin by rubbing your hands together, generating some warmth in your palms, and then bring your hands to your face, allowing yourself to make contact with your face and the crown of your head, your eyes and your throat, over your heart, and then sweeping your hands down your arms from your shoulders to your palms. This opportunity to arrive, setting an intention for your practice. We're beginning seated on the heels, but if that's too much, you can shift your legs out in front of you. Let's begin to move the spine. Maybe your arms up overhead, flexion and extension, your range of motion. Inhaling and exhaling, stretching and reaching, and then releasing your hands down through a tabletop position. A few breaths here. Once again, moving your spine, finding your rhythm. And then we'll press back to a downward facing dog. You might walk the dog here, pedaling out one knee and the other. Hips might shift from side to side. And then eventually we'll lift right leg and step forward into a low lunge. In this position, we'll find a pyramid pose, and you can use a block under your hands if you'd like, lengthening your spine and then folding in to the depth that's right for you. As with all of these practices, what this looks like is less important than what it feels like on the inside. When you're ready, we'll widen the stance by sliding your left foot back and rotating into an extended side angle. Here you can again use that block underneath your right hand and eventually press up into triangle or trikonasana. Maybe it feels good to circle through your upper arm, stretching through the side body. You can gaze up or down. And eventually, let's lift all the way to standing. Finding a forward fold, letting your toes point forward for this one. And using your block or placing hands on the floor, allowing yourself to connect to breath and to gravity. And we'll bend the knees now into a version of horse with your forearms onto your thighs. You might shift a little from side to side or even bounce in the hips a little bit. And when you're ready, we'll find pyramid on side 2, turning over your left leg. You might shorten the stance and use your block as you make your way into this shape. You can inhale, find a lift of the spine, and exhale, deepen into a forward fold. Following your breath, your intuition in this movement. And eventually, we'll begin to make our way into an extended side angle on this side. So you can soften that right leg back behind you, placing left hand down onto the block, and then extending your right arm up overhead. Your gaze can fall where it's natural, maybe up to the side or even down. All of these movements get to have an organic nature. And if you'd like, you can straighten through that left leg, making your way into Trikonasana triangle, rotating the arm if that feels good. Maybe the gaze follows, opening the heart, and then pressing up into center, 5-pointed star. Maybe wiggle your hips before coming into a forward fold once again. Exhaling as you soften upper body to the earth. You can always find soft knees here, listening to your body. And then with a halfway lift, making a transition back to the front of your mat, stepping right foot back to the left. And then making your way forward all the way to the earth. Finding a little bit of a back bend, a little cobra here, and then softening down. Here we'll find a variation of locust, extending your arms back, maybe lifting your arms, your chest, your feet off the floor. Breathing with the movement like you're flying. Let this feel good, freedom in the body. And we'll find a little bound shape here, giving some resistance as you reach back for your ankles, lifting into bow pose to your range of motion, and then softening back down to the earth. Using your hands to press back into puppy dog pose. Hips are lifted, lowering down through your chest, your heart, your chin. And then we'll shift it to child's pose. Maybe the knees can be wide here. Arms might be extended out in front of you, or if you'd like a variation, you can place the palms into prayer, placing your thumbs into the creases of the eyes, underneath the eyebrows, a little massage for that pressure point there. Eventually pressing back up into sitting on the heels, or legs can be in front. Bringing your hands to prayer in front of your heart. A moment to bow to your practice. Namaste.